Good evening. I'm Boca Raton Mayor Scott Singer, and it's my honor to welcome you to our 2021 State of the City address. Last February, we gathered together in the Miser Park Cultural Center for our inaugural address. I asked you to imagine your ideal city and the attributes it would have, like natural beauty, a diverse and growing business base, arts and culture, history, and a spirit of community. While it was easy to imagine all of those things, because we have them all in Boca Raton, none of us could have imagined what this year would bring. But the challenges of the pandemic have revealed the character and the heart of the people of Boca Raton. I'm pleased to report that last year has shown, more than ever, that the state of our city is strong, united, and resilient. On behalf of my colleagues in public service, Deputy Mayor Andrea Levine O'Rourke, Council members Yvette Drucker, Monica Mayotte, and Andy Thompson, and Jeremy Rogers, who is on military leave from the City Council while serving overseas in the U.S. Navy, I'm honored to share highlights of our progress from last year, take a look at how we united during these unprecedented challenges, and examine the role that innovation has played in our recovery. In many ways, the pandemic has forced rapid adaptive changes in our technology and services. The growing spirit of innovation and burgeoning buzz for Boca Raton are some of the reasons that our recovery will be swifter, and our prospects have never been brighter. While we cannot gather together for a more standard address, we've taken the opportunity to create a multimedia presentation to give you a first-hand look at our achievements and initiatives. You'll see some great video and stories that highlight the work of our nearly 2,000 city employees and our community. You'll hear from our department heads and me about what's ahead for the coming year and the start of efforts to propel our city forward for the next decade, generation, and beyond. The past year is proof that in the face of adversity comes opportunity. While we don't know exactly where these opportunities will take us, we know that our city has innovation in its history and at its core. As ever, we'll continue to prepare, adapt, lead, and grow for a bright and vibrant future. Before we get started, let's take a quick look back.
Boca Raton has declared a state of emergency today, and restaurants in the area are now closed except for drive-through, takeout, and delivery services. In addition, all city facilities, parks, and beaches in Boca Raton will be closed beginning tomorrow.
Leaders in Boca Raton, they're issuing a new order telling people that they should stay home, stay safe.
Thank you for staying home so we can continue to keep you and your family safe.
Miser Park in Boca Raton is helping restaurants recoup losses in the wake of COVID-19. Centers Thruway will close to allow restaurants to expand their outdoor seating.
The City of Boca Raton has safety guidelines in place that are aligned with the CDC guidelines.
We're looking forward to seeing you, and please stay safe and play safe.
Good evening and welcome to a regular meeting of the Boca Raton City Council.
Well, the new South County COVID-19 testing site is located on the north end of FAU here in Boca Raton.
We've been at this location for just over 2 weeks, and we've served over 20,000 meals at this location.
Corona can't stop a great sunrise.
I encourage everyone who's considering applying for the program to do so. There's no shame in needing help at a time like this.
Small businesses in Boca Raton will be able to apply for a loan starting on Monday.
Hey Boca Library buddies, Mr. Marlin here to bring you some science.
We're so excited to be open again. Tennis players now, what they will have to do is call 2 days in advance to book the courts.
So I need to see that doors set closed.
The City of Boca Raton has just rolled out a program called Ready, Steady, Boca, all about getting businesses and residents to pledge to encourage social responsibility and safety practices.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
At its core, the purpose of government is to provide for the protection of the people. Leading the charge to protect our community, as they always do, were our outstanding first responders. The 265 men and women of our fire rescue services have earned the Class 1 ranking from the ISO, putting them in the top half of the top 1% of fire departments in the nation. Each response call to a COVID-positive patient put them at new risk beyond those they face every day from fires, chemical spills, and other hazards. Despite these challenges, they've continued to serve with tireless excellence. Last month, Fire Rescue was able to put its constant preparation into use when we got word we would receive doses of vaccine to administer. In less than 36 hours, our emergency response team set up a website, notified residents, scheduled appointments, and made sure every dose was given. When other systems crashed, ours worked. Every year, we're grateful for the dedication of Boca's bravest. This year gave many new residents an even greater appreciation for their commitment to putting residents first. Here to tell you more is Fire Chief Tom Wood.
Hi, I'm Fire Chief Tom Wood with Boca Raton Fire Rescue Services. The COVID-19 pandemic, which started in 2020, has tested our abilities. The extremely talented men and women that are your firefighter paramedics have been the tip of the spear in this fight. 29%, or about 1,900 EMS incidents since April 2020, have been COVID-19 related. We were in better shape than many agencies due to the preparations made in 2004 for the bird flu and in 2014 for the Ebola outbreak. We had enough personal protective equipment on hand that held until we could restock. With our medical director and with guidance provided by the CDC, we developed and trained our personnel on new EMS protocols and operational procedures. We continue to participate in a county-wide program to offer COVID-19 testing to homebound people in our community. We have been preparing for delivering COVID-19 vaccinations to the community. We gave 200 doses on January 15th. I am proud of all the accomplishments our department has achieved in the past year. We retained our ISO Class 1 status, again placing us in the top 1% of fire departments within the USA. Old Fire Station 6 was demolished in February 2020. Construction of the new Fire Station 6 at Clintmore Road and Military Trail has proceeded well despite the pandemic. It is set to open very soon. The 265 men and women of Boca Raton Fire Rescue Services thank you for allowing us to serve you. Stay safe, stay healthy, wear a mask. Thank you.
Our other frontline heroes are the professionals of our Police Services Department. As always, our police officers have continued to serve with valor during the pandemic, keeping our crime rate low and our communities safe. Amidst the pandemic, a second crisis emerged that we had not seen in generations. After the senseless killing of Mr. George Floyd and other acts of brutality, our nation's outrage reached a new point of intensity. For weeks, and in some cases months, a number of cities saw great conflict between residents and their police forces. In Boca Raton, we were fortunate to have seen the opposite. The response in Boca Raton was peaceful. On June 6th, the Unity Walk, organized by Pearl City community leaders and neighbors, saw hundreds of residents, interfaith clergy, our police leadership, the entire city council, and many advocates for equality, all marching together against racism, hatred, and wrongful force. For weeks in the summer, we had many peaceful protests, with no vandalism, injuries, or arrest. All of these efforts show that our city is committed to fostering greater understanding and action to ensure that the promise of America is realized for all residents. Nationally, a movement emerged to establish a set of policies on the use of force called 8 Can't Wait. I'm pleased to share that Boca Police had already implemented all of them long before recent tragic events, as part of our ongoing commitment to best practices. Our officers received enhanced training beyond state requirements in the areas of mental health, autism, PTSD, protection orders, and fair and impartial policing. We have 27 certified crisis intervention officers to ensure people with mental health issues get the help they need. Our community outreach unit specializes in dealing with neighborhoods, homeless outreach, college communities, and crime prevention. Overall, I'm pleased to report that the crime rate in Boca Raton dropped yet again last year by an additional 7%. It's the fourth straight year of declines, down more than 20% in total in that time, allowing us to reach lows not seen in a generation. With Boca's first responders, we're fortunate to have the safety we need and the high standards we deserve. Here to share more is Police Chief Michelle Muccio.
Hello, I'm Michelle Muccio, your Boca Raton Police Chief. I would like to take a minute and tell you about your police department. There are 327 dedicated law enforcement officers and civilians who are the finest people providing the best police services to our community. Throughout 2020, we've been here to protect and serve you with fairness, integrity, respect, service, and trust. We celebrated virtually with our Boca PD family, some retirements, many promotions, and swearing in of new officers. We stood up our new Threat Assessment and Risk Protection Unit to help our community members who struggle with mental health issues. Our real-time command center opened, and now they can assist employees with situational intelligence when responding to an incident. This past year has proved to be challenging at times, but your police department was able to assess and adapt to any obstacle that was presented. Your police department has been and is here for you. But more importantly, our city leaders and community have been here for us. And on behalf of the men and women of the Boca Raton Police Department, thank you.
When the COVID-19 crisis was declared a pandemic in March of 2020, the city took swift action to ensure the health, safety, and welfare of our residents. We declared a state of emergency and undertook efforts to promptly reduce the risk of the spread of the virus. We used the best available information from leading medical experts to keep people safe. In Boca Raton, we led as one of the earliest adopters in closing areas of possible contagion, adopting a mask order, and implementing safer at-home guidelines during the early days of the crisis. Over the last 11 months, we've remained proactive, and we've pivoted to respond to new information. It's been working. We've been fortunate that through our actions and residents' responsible behavior, our infection rates have been lower than nearby areas that did not take the same early measures. When stores and restaurants first closed, we saw the immediate concerns and worked quickly to limit any economic challenges. We relaxed rules for outdoor dining and allowed restaurants to use parking spaces and put up tents to expand their footprint. We suspended our sign codes so that stores could put up banners and A-frame signs to let people know they were open for business. We partnered with local business owners to list them on our website and publicize their hours. And our downtown Boca team got creative, finding new ways to encourage people to come back safely. Our city also worked hard to provide direct relief. While Palm Beach County received $250 million in federal CARES Act funds, our city received direct grants, limited in areas of application, only in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. This meant that we had to rely on our reserves to launch the Small Business Recovery and Relief Program. Because of our responsible budgeting, we were able to do so with no tax increase. We did use our limited CARES Act funding to create the Mortgage and Rent Relief Program. The City Council unanimously adopted both programs, and staff worked diligently to implement them from scratch. As we saw, all of this was new. To date, nearly 100 Boca residents and businesses have been helped. A few weeks ago, we became eligible for nearly $1 million in additional federal funding, which we'll use to expand the reach of our existing programs in partnership with our nonprofit community. Our city launched the Ready, Steady, Boca campaign to encourage and support a culture of health among businesses and residents. As we helped, businesses and other groups were helping each other, a sign of the inspiring spirit of our community. Borrowing a good idea from a fellow mayor, I proposed BocaHelps.com as a clearinghouse for people who needed or could offer help. And the Spirit of Giving Network was able to connect hundreds of residents and volunteers during the height of the pandemic. Hospitality Helping Hands and local businesses provided meals, career services, and other help to assist those in need. Of this year's many lessons, we've learned how essential it is that governments work together. In the first few months, we saw a confusing mishmash of complex emergency orders from the state, counties, and other cities. Our city attorneys and executive team worked to make sense of it all. The inconsistency and confusion from ever-changing orders led us to reach out to bring order. I began to work more closely than ever with other mayors on coordinated efforts. The City Council and staff pushed for greater collaboration with the county and neighboring areas on a regional approach, especially as the virus does not care about city boundaries. The gains we have made in coordination have helped South Florida find consistency concerning closures, testing, vaccine rollout, and more, and will yield benefit for future crises such as hurricane response. Construction in the city didn't stop during the pandemic, and the city's building department, although closed to the public for a few months, quickly pivoted to online permitting, online plan review, and virtual inspections. Thanks to the tireless work of the city's Information and Technology Division, new processes were developed and implemented to continue operations without face-to-face visits and with 95% of building permits being processed online. While other cities are talking about a virtual city hall, we're creating it, and businesses have quickly benefited from our ability to adapt.
The IT division worked quickly to support work-from-home environments for many of our staff members by issuing laptops, phones, and safety protocols so that city employees could continue providing services remotely to the public. At the same time, we worked with departments to ensure the continuity of their operations by setting up virtual meeting options, online submission portals, and virtual inspections. Our mission is to support the operational goals of the departments and the organization as a whole. And 2020 was a year of adapting, innovating, introducing, and implementing many new and improved ways to do business.
Our development services team made major strides to make it easier to do business in the city. We completed a years-long project to update and adopt a new sign code to ease the process while at the same time preserving the Boca look we've come to expect for our city. The City Council also approved extensive updates of our comprehensive plan, including more preparation for environmental resiliency and additional amendments to streamline the platting process and permitting for single-family and duplex properties. The innovation from these efforts continued to provide help when our businesses and residents needed it most. People could see the results of a lot of this innovation. While we notice the efforts of our first responders and new programs, we often overlook the invisible work needed to support our infrastructure. It's easy to take for granted the clean water and working sewer lines that we have in Boca Raton, but other cities' problems remind us of the essential work of our municipal services and utility services departments. Through their innovative work, Utility Services earned the Utility of the Future Award this year from the National Association of Water Agencies. Our city is growing our artificial intelligence systems to provide service and reliability to the 130,000 people who drink our water. We are installing smart meters at residents' homes to provide for real-time monitoring. We're including solar energy systems in the renovation of our utility buildings and structures, and we're completely replacing and upgrading the city infrastructure east of I-95 before 2040 as part of our innovative, sustainable infrastructure program. Let's hear more from Utility Services Director Chris Helfrich.
This pandemic has affected not only the utility industry, but the way that we do business. Some of our strategies that we've undertaken are technology-based, workspace types of strategies. We have 180 utility employees that are serving about 136,000 people on a daily basis. This 24/7 operation has to keep going no matter what is occurring in our city or across the country. We are doing the same jobs that we were doing 2 years ago. Our ISIP program, Innovative Sustainable Infrastructure Program, is still live and still doing very well. We're coordinating with customers and clients through Nextdoor. We encourage people to use Nextdoor. We encourage you to reach out to us through the emails to get notified of the work that's going to be done out there. We're in this for the long haul of retrofitting and renovating our utility to bringing it from the 1950s in some areas up to the 2020-2030 timeframe. Our team members are fixing pipes. They're repairing pumps and motors. So we have to be here. We have to fix it, and we have to take water quality samples. We have to ensure that your water quality coming into your house meets all the restrictions and requirements of the rules. So we're here to stay. We're not going anywhere, and continue drinking our water.
We count on these services every day, and it's the task of these professionals to make sure the water flows, even in hurricanes or a pandemic. That makes the improvements this year all the more impressive. Our roadways and sidewalks are a major part of the infrastructure we just expect to work. It actually takes great effort. Last year, the Engineering and Streets Department milled and resurfaced nearly 17 miles of roadway, 10 miles of sidewalks, and spent over $500,000 on drainage improvements in neighborhoods across the city. As part of a multi-year, $500 million campaign of upgrades, we're linking utility and roadway repairs to save costs and limit disruption. Residents will notice this work in Boca Square along 12th Avenue in front of the new Addison Meisner School, and beginning soon in Country Club Village, Lake Floresta, Tunison Palms, and Old Floresta. We'll also see work on Northeast 5th Avenue and continued utility upgrades in Boca Villas. A favorite topic in every vibrant city, traffic seems to be an ongoing discussion, and we're listening. Boca's unique in having our own traffic operations division, who've been very busy this year. The city's state-of-the-art Traffic Operations Center manages 139 traffic signals throughout the town, and the traffic management system monitors signals, traffic times, and delays at major roads. We have millions in upgrades for traffic signals, including our newest one at Clintmore Road and Woodfield Circle. It includes the flashing yellow arrow, which will allow more frequent and safe left-hand turns, easing congestion. We'll see more of this new technology across the city. Palmetto Park Road now has 4 new flashing signal pedestrian walkways from Federal Highway to the bridge. The pandemic saw most of us spending more time at home, which meant more garbage to be picked up. Our sanitation division, Boca's strongest, safely collected 43 million tons of waste with greater efficiency by using new 360-degree vehicle cameras. Let's hear more about the broad efforts to maintain and enhance our city facilities, roads, and vehicles from Municipal Services Director Zach Beer.
COVID-19 had a significant impact on municipal services, but through the resilience of staff and immediate planning, we were able to implement safety measures and utilize a lot of the technology that our IT department had put in place to be able to come together and collaborate on the internet and remotely. The Municipal Services Department worked continuously throughout the COVID-19 pandemic. From its initial understanding, staff activated our emergency plans to put in place to continue operating during the pandemic. City of Boca Raton Municipal Services Department stand ready to be able to serve under any condition and are prepared to take action as necessary to continue to serve the public.
We can thank Municipal Services for their work on our coastal facilities and parks, including the opening last year of Hillsborough El Rio South, our newest park. With so many indoor venues, schools, and businesses closed due to COVID-19, people took to the great outdoors more than ever. Thankfully, we live in a climate where that's possible year-round. In Boca Raton, we have access to outstanding outdoor recreational facilities, 47 parks, and 5 miles of pristine beaches. Being able to get outside for exercise and recreation while being socially distant has never been more important, and our city has lots of options. Let's hear from Recreation Services Director Michael Calvert about some of our newest park projects and programs.
I'm Michael Calvert, Recreation Services Director for the City of Boca Raton. COVID and the pandemic have greatly influenced the Recreation Services Department. Right from the get-go, the Recreation Services Department has not stopped, not even for one day. If you notice, our medians and our parks have always looked beautiful. Our team members are out there on a daily basis picking up trash. Our park rangers have both tried to prevent our citizens from coming into the parks when they were closed and also help them safely navigate it when they were open. We've had athletic team members that have been helping socially distance out on our courts, whether it be basketball courts, pickleball courts, or tennis. We're trying to assist our citizens so they can engage in healthy recreational opportunities, but also stay safe and really prevent the pandemic from spreading in Boca Raton. I'm really proud of the entire Recreation Services team, whether it's trying new ways to implement safety measures throughout our community or moving into more virtual programs. We've offered over 200 virtual programs these past 8 months. We've had over 20,000 people view them. Our department has really been working hard in cooperation with our partners to make sure that we can continue to provide outstanding parks for our entire citizen base here in Boca Raton. Throughout the pandemic, we've worked on a number of different improved parks. We've completed the design requirements for Sandpine Park, which includes renovating the play surface as well as the playground. Hughes Park Playground was also a major undertaking that we've recently completed. We've also been working very hard with our City Council as well as the Municipal Services Department to finalize our design and actually put out to bid both Silver Palm Park and Wildflower Park. The Recreation Services Department is very thankful for all the support we've received from all our citizens and visitors. We know this has been difficult. It's been difficult for you. It's also been difficult for us and our team. However, we want to thank you and encourage you to continue to follow CDC procedures, remain safe, come out and participate in our recreational programs, but also do everything you can so we can get back to full operation as soon as possible. Thank you, and I'll see you in the park soon.
You just saw Recreation Services Director Michael Calvert at the newest of our parks, Hillsborough Rio South, a $7 million effort to turn what was a local landfill site until the 1960s into a state-of-the-art park with playgrounds, pickleball, beach volleyball, canoe and kayak launches, and much more. We have more waterfront projects to look forward to this and next year. I'm standing here at the site of Silver Palm Park as we begin to transform this and the Wildflower site into a 6-acre urban green space linking our downtown to our oceanfront, and providing greater access to the Intracoastal Waterway on our pedestrian-oriented stretch of Palmetto Park Road. After years of public input and planning, dating back to the 2016 Waterfront Visioning session I hosted with architects and residents, we are underway with the construction of a new seawall that will lead to the wide pedestrian promenade connecting the Wildflower to Silver Palm Park and an expanded boat launch. The new Wildflower is an opportunity for placemaking in the heart of our city. Already some of the new luxury condos being developed in downtown Boca, including Royal Palm Residences, are using their proximity to this park and our expanded water access as selling points. Our commitment to enhancing our waterfront started years ago when we proposed and implemented a comprehensive waterfront plan. This year, after much planning and a detailed permitting process from the state, we will also begin work on the restoration and expansion of Lake Wyman and Rutherford parks. With our partners at the Greater Boca Raton Beach and Park District, we look forward to their work to open up the Ocean Strand site, which has been closed for more than a quarter of a century. Boca's long been known for our pristine miles of beaches. Our park expansions are opening up all of our waterways like never before. Although orders from the state, county, and city closed some of our parks and beaches during key moments of the pandemic, the Gumbo Limbo Nature Center continued to do what it does best: save and rehabilitate turtles. The center opened in 1984 with a mission to preserve marine life and our coastal ecosystem. It made news again in December when 20 turtles stunned by the cold of the Cape Cod waters were brought here for rehabilitation. The nonprofit Friends of Gumbo Limbo continued this year with efforts for upgrades, including a new roof, enhanced marine tanks, expanded medical facilities, and the rebuilding of the Nature Center Tower, an effort of the Friends and the Greater Boca Raton Beach and Park District. This continued environmental leadership fulfills the vision of the center's founder, Gordon Gilbert. We recently honored Gordon on his 90th birthday for his 46 years of volunteer service to the city, along with his 30 years of serving as a Beach and Park District Commissioner and a career as an educator. I mentioned the draw of our recreation and waterfront for downtown condo owners. That's only a small portion of the enormous interest in South Florida and Boca Raton. This pandemic has changed the way people think about how and where they do business. I was never on a Zoom before last year, and that's probably the case for many of us. Across the nation, businesses are rethinking the office, and the concept of a large central corporate headquarters in a Manhattan skyscraper doesn't have the allure it once did. As someone who worked there for 10 years, it's hard to imagine going back to that anytime soon. Companies are taking note of Boca Raton. When you can work from anywhere, why not work from paradise? This question from our economic development team is gaining a lot of traction, and people are voting with their feet. Targeted marketing ads in San Francisco, Chicago, and the Northeast are making people question why they aren't living in Boca Raton. Businesses are moving here, and they're in good company. Boca Raton is the economic engine of Palm Beach County and home to more than half the corporate headquarters countywide. We are seeing companies flee high-tax jurisdictions for our livable neighborhoods, great schools and universities, and growing talent base, building on the strength in our existing financial services, technology, and medical sectors. Our economic development staff and I have been engaging efforts to build on the excitement for the region. We plan to partner with the cities of Miami and Fort Lauderdale and other governments in South Florida in the efforts to build a brand for the venture capital and tech firms that are coming to Miami and the 3 counties. What was just the magic city of Miami is becoming the magic region. Home buyers are also flocking here, so much so that airlines have expanded their schedules at all 3 area airports. According to the Florida Realtors, the median sale price in the county is up 17% over 2019, with the inventory and days listed before contract both down more than 35%. With record low interest rates and strong buyer demand, the median price for a home in Boca Raton is now topped $400,000, with record sales in the luxury home category. And despite increased demand for services, our tax rate continues to be one of the lowest of any full-service city in the state, and we've had no tax rate increase in nearly a decade. Our cost of services is far less than other cities in South Florida, and yet our quality of services remains unmatched. Strong financials are essential to any successful city. Our ability to overcome this crisis, again with no tax increase, is testament to years of strong planning and a culture of making sure we tax as little as possible and spend your money wisely. We maintain strong reserves and a AAA bond rating, the highest available and one few cities enjoy. We've been able to accelerate long-term improvements by locking in bonds while interest rates are at their lowest. Even during the pandemic, city staff continued with plans to implement new enterprise resource planning software for accounting, financial reporting, accounts payable, and procurement services, and also launched a new utility billing system. Improving these systems now will enhance customer service and public operations well into the future. We in city government don't do it alone. As I said in last year's address, the strength of our city is our people. We are fortunate to have so many dedicated volunteers, generous philanthropists, and the support of community partners. Let's take a look at some major news that recently happened in this area. In October, we were so fortunate to receive the single largest donation in the city's history. I'm standing at the Boca Country Club, which the owners of the Boca Raton Resort, MSD Partners, and Northview Hotel Group generously donated to the city. This 130-acre campus includes an 18-hole championship golf course, a clubhouse, tennis courts, and pool facilities. And they'll be open to Boca Raton residents as the city-operated facilities this October. This incredible opportunity will enhance the city's world-class recreation offerings, including championship golf on a beautiful course. This is only one of the many partnerships that make Boca Raton so special. One of the most important is with the Palm Beach County School District, as we know that our A-rated schools are essential to our city's present and future. Over the last 2 years, we've seen the opening of the new Verde K-8 and the complete rebuild and expansion of Addison Meisner. Already the only city in the county to have 2 brand new schools from the sales surtax, we are getting a 3rd new school. Last month, we completed our donation of 15 acres of land near Don Estridge High-Tech Middle School to the school district, so that the temporary school site serving these 2 rebuild campuses could be transformed into the first additional elementary school in decades, adding nearly 1,200 student seats. Over the last few years, our partnership with the school district has never been stronger. Beyond our donation, we provided funding for mental health counseling for public high school students. We were the first city to enter into a long-term agreement to support the safety efforts of the district with a dedicated presence. And we've implemented other recommendations that emerged from our city's education task force, chaired by then former PTA President Yvette Drucker, who is now one of our city council members. We're here at Meisner Park, which is celebrating its 30th anniversary. Over the last 3 decades, the nation's first mixed-use development containing residential, office, and outdoor retail has become a prototype for other centers like this across the nation, and the iconic picture postcard scene for Boca Raton. From the beginning, arts and culture were major parts of the plan for Meisner Park. After a call to artists proposed by Deputy Mayor Andrea Levine O'Rourke, a strong advocate for public art, we unveiled this beautiful mural at the amphitheater celebrating the performing arts. This month saw the latest public installation of art by a private developer, Alina, in partnership with the Boca Raton Museum of Art. The museum recently completed a multi-million-dollar upgrade to its facilities with the creation of the Woolgen Education Center. This coming year, the museum plans to transform their main entrance and sculpture garden. And later in 2021, the museum is due to host a major international exhibition of great renown that will attract visitors from across the world. Stay tuned for the exciting details. The amphitheater is also the traditional host for the Festival of the Arts Boca. From its founding by Wendy Larson and the late Charlie Seaman in 2007, the festival has grown to attract international luminaries from music, dance, the screen, stage, and the written word. The pandemic gives the festival a great opportunity to expand its reach because this year's event will be completely virtual and totally free.
We hope the newfound fans will travel here in 2022. From the bold vision of the founding of Meisner Park comes an ambitious imagining of its future. A group of dedicated arts advocates in Boca has formed a nonprofit seeking to create the Boca Raton Center for the Arts and Innovation, a multi-venue indoor-outdoor performing arts center to attract national and international touring companies, host local programming, and provide educational facilities and a permanent home for South Florida arts groups. Though this proposal still has a long way to go before it comes to be, the project shows our community's passion for the performing arts. At the opposite end of Meisner Park is the Cultural Arts Center, whose Black Box Theater hosted our inaugural State of the City address last year, and hopefully will again for years to come, along with their varied lineup of exciting live performances. As we wind through Meisner Park, there's more excitement ahead with 6 new restaurants and retailers due to open this year, including Calaveras Cantina, American Social, and Strike 10 Bowling, one of 2 new high-end bowling concepts coming to Boca this year, along with the opening of Bolero, which is replacing the old Strikes lanes. There's more excitement ahead for Meisner Park for this year and hopefully for decades to come.
Downtown Boca continues to flourish and thrive with the completion of Tower 155 and continued progress at the Alina and Mandarin Oriental projects. Our downtown staff earned a Roy F. Kenzie Award from the Florida Redevelopment Association for its out-of-the-box engagement and placemaking Sanborn Square, which is a perfect stop on a socially distanced walk through downtown, now enhanced with new wayfinding signs. The fun happens beyond our downtown as well. Within our 30 square miles, we have plenty of opportunities for shopping, dining, sports, recreation, and leisure. In fact, sports fans at home and out of state may have seen our city featured in 2 signature sporting events this year. The Boca Raton Championship on the PGA Champions Tour, held at the Old Course at Broken Sound, and the Boca Raton Bowl, where the only college football stadium with an ocean view hosted the nation's 11th-ranked BYU Cougars. Even though we had fewer fans this year in person, we looked as great as ever to national TV audiences, with millions of viewers seeing outstanding commercials for why Boca Raton is a great place to live, work, play, and learn. Now that we've had a chance to review some of the achievements and progress made in 2020, despite this crisis, let's take a look ahead at the future of Boca Raton. We've mentioned the buzz that's been out there. Much of it is organic. It's part of years of cultivating the right environment. Famed baseball executive Branch Rickey once said one of my favorite quotes, "Luck is the residue of design." That design has been long in the making, thanks to the countless visionaries who set the stage for our city over the last 100 years. Our history is a rich one, and this year we provided support to the Boca Raton Historical Society as they transformed their landmark visitor and learning center. During this year, we sadly lost many people who've made an imprint on our city and been part of the design that has generated our success and quality of life. They include Dr. Ira Gelb, renowned cardiologist and one of the earliest champions of medical education at FAU. Jay Van Vechten, longtime city board member and founder of the Boating and Beach Bash for people with disabilities. Charlie Seaman, co-founder of the Festival of the Arts Boca, and John Schuff, philanthropist and founder of Boca Raton magazine. The work of these residents with so much vision and so many others have brought us opportunities and the good fortune that flows from their efforts. These efforts will continue in 2021. Brightline is due to start construction of its station and public parking garage next to the downtown library. By 2022, high-speed rail will connect us to a major transportation network for the region. Next month, Brightline will also start building the new Junior League Community Garden near Meadows Park. The site will provide a central space for residents to plant and students at Boca Middle to cultivate their understanding. We'll continue our commitment to environmental sustainability, building on efforts long championed by Councilmember Monica Mayotte. We've increased plans for higher seawalls at city properties, including our waterfront parks, to ensure we have the climate resiliency we need for rising sea levels. Our Boca-branded reusable bags and bottles are now available, and we've added more recycling containers at city facilities and parks. We are expanding more vehicle charging stations through a partnership with FP&L, looking at a further reduction in energy use and increased use of solar technology, and annually expanding our tree canopy program. We'll implement the lessons from our comprehensive recreation needs assessment and surveys and continue to partner with the Beach and Park District on plans for recreation at Ocean Breeze. We're also enhancing our pedestrian and bicycle networks as part of Complete Streets planning. Councilmember Andy Thompson recently received the Complete Streets Champion Award and is documenting his efforts to run along and review every mile of city sidewalk. We'll also finalize the sale of the municipal golf course west of the Turnpike and open the new Boca Raton Golf and Tennis Club next October, creating new recreational opportunities. To stay special, we must honor our past and still embrace innovation. As you'll see, in Boca Raton, the two have always been linked.
Innovation has long been part of our history and culture in Boca Raton, as we are the birthplace of the IBM personal computer. While new technology and companies are in every corner of the city, no place may symbolize the center of innovation more than here, the campus of Florida Atlantic University. FAU is home to the Research Park at FAU, a technology incubator with 29 early-stage companies, and where I'm standing, here at Tech Runway, a tech accelerator. The name is both literal, as Tech Runway sits alongside the runway at Boca Raton Airport, a major attractor for corporate headquarters and international investment, as well as figurative, because this is where companies take flight to grow into the next stage. In the last 6 years, 93 companies have grown from here at Tech Runway, creating hundreds of jobs. With so many thriving companies, it's no wonder that the growing number of venture capital and private equity firms in Boca Raton are increasing their focus on companies who are already here. Several years ago, the City Council made greater support for a tech ecosystem as one of our top strategic priorities. We had created the Office of Innovation to serve a primarily outward-facing role to further the tech, medical technology, and cutting-edge environment with growing companies in tech, like Homegrown Modernizing Medicine. Last year, I led Boca Raton's application for the innovation track of the Bloomberg Harvard City Leadership Initiative. I'm pleased to report that Boca Raton was one of only 9 cities selected nationwide in this effort sponsored by Bloomberg Philanthropies and Harvard University. Over the next 8 months, a cross-departmental group of senior city employees will work with academic and business leaders to bring innovative ideas more to the forefront of the way we provide services to our residents.
We don't yet know where the specific innovations will take us, but we do know that as a city with innovation as part of its core culture, Boca Raton will keep the prosperity and quality of life we are blessed to enjoy. This year was further proof of the resilience and unity of Boca Raton. We have been tested and made stronger by our challenges and remain a leader among cities. As a result, we will recover and progress with greater speed, courage, and determination. As we embrace new opportunities, we will travel together on a shared journey toward our exciting future. Thank you for being part of that future and our strong and united city.